Hello, 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 hello. Hello! How are we all today? I'm only 1 minute late this week, so hopefully you'll forgive me for that. Do let me know if the sound and video and all that is good. I think it is. I think it is. Technology seems to be working tonight. So, I'm just having a look at the chat. I see a number of you have been here for a little while, since 8 o'clock-ish. Let's do some hellos. And obviously if you're new here, hello to you, welcome. If it's your first time, I think you're going to enjoy tonight. Last week was pretty good. So hopefully it's going to be similar. I've got a list of sites again that I'm going to be reviewing. Not as many as last week. So there may be some time to do some of the sites in the comments as well. So if you do want me to take a look at your site, leave it in the comments. Obviously be aware that some unoriginal people may steal your niche if you share it, but don't worry about that too much, because obviously your site's going to be better. You were there first, and you know, people that copy niches, they never do well. Much. Anyway. So yeah, hello Dinesh, hello Aditi's World, hello Tammy, hello Daniel Smith, hello Helen, hello Ian, hello Scott, and hello Kevin Smack, and hello Phil, good to see you. Hope you're all well. Hello Stocks and Cash, hello Stephanie, good to see you. And who else have we got here? Carl, we've got winner. Carl, did you hear about Carl? He won on the Income School, good friends of the channel. On the Income School live stream the other day, they've been running a competition. I'm not quite sure the details of the competition, but I know that the prize was amazing. The prize was a couple of days with those guys, with them giving you free consultancy on your site, holding your hand, helping you. And it also included, I think this is right, that they're going to pay for the flights for Carl and accommodation, all that stuff, for Carl to go visit them over in the States. And if he doesn't want to do that, they'll fly over to miserable old wet Blighty and do it over here. So, I mean, what a prize. Well done, Carl. Hello, Shay. Hello, Multiplayer Games. And hello, Galaxy Prime. And I didn't say anyone. If I missed you, hello Moody. Did I say hello to you? If I missed you, then yeah, just say hello in the chat. Hello John. Hello Aja. So I think we should crack on with the site reviews. So what I'm going to be doing is just sharing my screen. This one, go away. Ooh. It's not going to do screensaver. This screen, I'm going to share with you some sites. Just going to give you my opinion on the site, give you some tips and some ideas about the appearance, about the content, and yeah, hopefully you'll find it useful. Hopefully it will inspire you and give you some ideas for things that you can do on your site. So let's get on with it. I think, if I can get the technology working. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, hang on. Oh, I nearly crashed then again. Always seems to nearly crash. Here we go. Here we go. What are we looking at here? Is that's filling the screen just about? What we're looking at here is Gutenberg editor. Have any of you guys been playing around with Gutenberg? I thought, as WordPress version 5 is very close, allegedly, I thought it was time to have a play with Gutenberg, and in fact I've done a video. I just need to edit it and do a couple of other bits of recording. Should be up tomorrow, all being well. But yeah, I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure, if I'm honest. This is what it looks like. You haven't seen it. Look, I can't even scroll to the top of the page to me it feels buggy, and it feels like it's not ready for a full release into WordPress. I can't scroll to the top, that's one thing I've noticed. So you can't get to the title. I've noticed that when you copy and paste text in from Word, it kind of loses some spaces and formatting and stuff. So if they push this out with WordPress soon, it's going to break a lot of things, I think. So anyway, I mean, let me know what your thoughts are on Gutenberg. But that's not what we're looking at tonight. We're looking at some of your sites. So that was my notes. I wonder if I I hate sharing my screen. You never know what was going to pop up. I don't think I shared anything, anyone's username or passwords or anything on there. No, I think we're fine. If you want to rewind the stream, you can obviously pause it and see if you can decipher anything from my notes. But no, I don't think there is anything incriminating there. So the reason I'm going into my notes is because I've got the list of the sites that I want to look at. Oh, by the way, we had an update. I'm going to be doing actually a full video on this, a case study video. But let me bring up this site to start with. Here we go. Do you remember this site from last week? The professionalbarberclippers.com. And I thought it was a really good site. Had Instagram, had loads of products, had, yeah, some content. Well, I heard from Edgar, who's the site owner, and he's given me permission to share some things with you, which is pretty cool. So the site's been up for 11 months. In that process, in that time period, obviously the process of adding content and stuff, he's earned around $300 odd. Although the majority of that does seem to be in September of this year. But that's pretty cool. And I think like all these things, and especially affiliate sites, they do take time. I think a lot of us just aren't patient enough when it comes to setting up sites. And I mean, now it's pulling in, so October it did, I don't know, $12 or something like that. But it is growing, and it's a good site. And yeah, I think if he carries on creating good content like this, you know, these niche kind of articles that are very specific, answer product, how often should you wash oily hair? I'd adjust that image, that needs to be bigger. But the articles are pretty good. They're pretty good. Maybe adjust the formatting a little bit, but that's still cosmetic, doesn't matter too much. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a video on this. I might wait a little bit longer just to see what happens in the next couple of months. But showing promise, really good looking site, and earning already. So Claire has asked a question, what font size people use on WordPress? That really depends on your theme and what you want to do. So obviously mix up font sizes for headers and different bits of text, whatever. I will come to the questions after the site reviews. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Right, let's get started then. So this is the first site tonight. It was sent in by Kevin. And the site is fixfortnite.com. Just loading up. I think, is that finished loaded? It's obviously all about Fortnite, which is a very big topic at the moment. How long that will last, who knows? It's lasted a while now, and the site needs more work. I mean, we can see that it needs a logo. What theme is this? Looks like Avada, is it? Ah, look at that, Avada. I can guess a theme just from looking at it. It's Avada. So, I mean, the site is based around fixing Fortnite issues, which I guess that's a thing. I mean, I don't know too much about Fortnite. I do play it occasionally. I'm very bad at it, but I don't know much about fixing technical issues. I'd imagine the majority of people would go to the Epic Games forums, but hey, if you can write articles addressing common problems, then you probably do okay. The other thing that I would say, let's see where this goes. So this is content about the streamers. Now this is a good angle. So yeah, you know, talking about the kind of gear that a lot of the streamers use, so different computers, monitors, that kind of stuff. That could be good. That's obviously a good good linking opportunity. So I see you've got them as products here. I would also link these through to Amazon as just normal text links. That's fine. Oh, I see, Kevin, you're in the chat. That's good. It's not loading too slow for me. It's average. It's fine. My one major concern with this site, and I don't know if it's a valid concern or not, that is the use of the word Fortnite in the domain name. The reason why I say that is because I had a site a while back. I've probably told you guys this story before. I had a site which had the word WordPress in the domain name. And yeah, I got a scary letter from some trademark people and stuff. And yeah, I wasn't basically allowed to use it anymore. So I'm just wondering if the same would occur. I could just Google it now. Can you use Fortnite in a domain name? I can't see anything to do with it. I mean, you'd have to have a look around it. I'm sure it is a trademark, though. You just got to be really careful with, you know, using trademarks and company names and stuff in a domain name. You can get in trouble, but yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. I'll do a quick couple of questions as they kind of come in. I've noticed actually on YouTube that you can't scroll back forever in the chat. It kind of cuts it off. So I don't want to miss any questions. No Jackaway, I'm happy to look at your site, by the way. Let's add it to the list. If I can sort my list out. There's my list. Oh, I've given it spoilers. That's some of the sites that we're looking at. By the way, last week's stream is up on wpeagle.com, and I've linked to all the sites featured, so you can go and have another look if you want. So let me just add just bitgeeky.com to the list from No Jack away. Okay, so let's do a quick couple of questions. So yeah, people are talking to Carl, obviously the new celebrity winner. People are saying you should take the flight to the States. I would tend to agree with that. That sounds perfect. Sounds good. You could pop over to the States for a few days. You'll be fine. Come back. You don't need to go any longer than that. You might have a little bit of jet lag. I have a friend who actually went to Australia from the UK for 24 hours and then came back again. He was fine. Firm says Gutenberg is pretty good. A few niggly bugs, but fine to write a new post with. It's okay. It does have bugs. I think I still prefer the classic editor. Hi, J Dubs from New York. Good to have you on. Hello, John Buckley, if I haven't said that already. I forget who I've said hello to. Hello, Zigmus. Hello, Gaz, if I've not said hello to you already. Hello, Stupid Robot Fighting League. We haven't seen you for a while, Robot Fighting League. Where have you been? Hello, Brian. I don't know if I said hello to you. Hello, Claire. I already said hello because we mentioned the font size thing, didn't we? Hello, No Jack Away. I've added your site to list of come up later. Green Engineer says he made 4 sales, but he didn't receive an email from Amazon approving the application. How long does it take? Just give it a few more days. They'll pick up. Art Cotto is here. Long time no see. How is your site doing, Art? Do you see the bit there I was just showing about a barber site, probably quite similar to yours? Hello, Anthony, WP Eagle regular. Claire says, I mean the font that is used in the posts. It's to do with that theme, which is this theme, Avada. This is quite a small font size, to be fair. I can tell you exactly what it is, if you like. It is PT Sans, and it's 13 pixels. By the way, that is how you can look at stuff. You want to know what's going on a website, right click, go to inspect, then you can come down here, click on the little arrow in a square thing, and you can choose any of these elements, come down to computed down here, and it will tell you everything that's going on with that particular thing that you're looking at. Kind of useful, I guess. Wow, lots of mods in the house. Oh, Anthony, I know I should. There you go. You've been promoted. Although it will look a bit weird when the whole chat is blue, I guess. It will scare the trolls away, won't it? Oh, Kevin says he does YouTube fixing Fortnite. Okay. Let's have a look at another page. Ah, these are your videos. We're going to have a look at one now, aren't we? Ah, ooh, very nice. Oh, there you are, Kevin. That's cool. That's cool. When I need to grow my business, I use Fiverr. I found a designer for my logo. Wow, Kevin, you're killing it. 54,000 subs. Are all your videos to do with Fortnite? Looks like it. Looks like it. Wow. Oh, and some crypto stuff. Wow. We could have a chat sometime, Kevin. That would be cool. Let's talk about YouTube and crypto. I think we have some things in common. I think you've got potential to create a really good site because you've got loads of good YouTube content. You may need to kind of write a few more words around your content just to get it ranking and stuff. And the layout of your site definitely needs some work. It kind of doesn't look quite finished, but I think you've got huge potential. I think you've got a very interesting niche or niche, and you know, with the power of a YouTube channel behind you, I think you could do quite well. Kevin says he's got some other Fortnite domains, so hopefully, yeah, Fortnite is not a trademark and he's not going to get in trouble. I think Fortnite is a trademark, but maybe you can use it in a domain. I don't know. Just be careful. Just be careful when using company names. Yeah, and even if other sites are using it, doesn't mean that it's okay. I say I learned the hard way with the WordPress thing. Yeah, hi Art, that's good to see. Let me know how your channel's doing and still doing good. That's good. Very good. Carl says he's glad I'm glad I don't work for the Secret Service. I'm very bad at keeping things secret when I'm screen sharing. Gaz says maybe the free sales haven't reached the limit. I think free sales is enough to get your account proved and stuff. Firma says he mentioned it before, but the Elemental Gutenberg blocks plugin is a nice addition. Add almost any Elemental template straight into the Gutenberg posts. Better than using Elemental for a whole post. Yeah, I still need to kind of do a bit more work and a bit more experimentation. That's the word I'm looking for with Gutenberg and the different page builders and see how they play together. Daniel Smith says, hi Alex, when checking on Moz I only have one keyword ranking. The site is 3 months old and I have optimised my 10 articles, only 1 to 2 visits a day. Yeah, it's still early days if it's a new domain. 3 months is not long enough. Sometimes it can take 10, 11 months. Keep creating content, keep working, and it will happen. Right, let's have another look at another site. Oh, hang on, one more question. Any tips on wiping a site with Woozone and all its products? My first site project is way too broad, but I can use domain for a lot of niches. I think that's what it says. I just want to start fresh with a complete wipe. Just delete WordPress. I didn't reinstall it. That's one way of doing it. Or yeah, that's what I would do. Of course, you could go through. You could just delete all the products and then go into the trash and empty the trash. That'd be another way. But that might take so long. But yeah, sometimes it's just go in via FTP, delete all the files and folders, and then delete the database and then reinstall WordPress. Carl says, another question. Can you get insurance or public liability for websites for issues like copyright or giving advice on your blogs and someone tries to sue you? Probably that would be professional indemnity insurance, though, I believe, not public liability. Public liability is if someone hurts you, hurts themselves, not hurts you, hurts themselves, I think. Gaz says, does the partner bar in Kingdom have the ability to scroll on its own, or is it just manual with the arrows? I think it's just manual with the arrows. Hannon says indemnity is expensive. Yes, indemnity insurance is expensive. Because basically the insurance company don't really know how good you are and how good the advice and stuff is that you're giving out. The best way, I would say, is just to get a good disclaimer on the site that says you're given advice and it's just advice and you accept no liability if the advice is not good advice, that kind of stuff. I'm sure you can find a decent disclaimer. Anyway, let's have a look at another site. Too much chatting. So this one, let's close these tabs. This one, I wonder if I can, hang on. I see that this is in the way, that's in the way. Let's just see what we can do with this. I know you probably don't want to see my pretty face, but I feel like I'm talking and you can't see me, so is that better? Ooh. I think I popped up in the corner. So this site, I had an interesting question around this site. And the question was this. Problem is that when visitors from the US visit the site, if they click on a product, then most of the product doesn't exist on Amazon.com and they're taken to the Amazon product does not exist page. Yeah, okay. How can I easily get these clicks diverted towards a similar product? I think all you can do in this situation is because you've got the link straight to Amazon. Does this work with multiple IDs? I've never tried it with multiple IDs. It might be able to add 2 buttons for you. But the first thing is you need to obviously sign up as an affiliate with both Amazon UK or Amazon UK and Amazon.com. So you need to be an affiliate with both of them. It's a different program for each of them. So sign up. You'll get 2 IDs then, one for UK, one for US. Enter them both into Woozone. Then I think it should add another button. If it doesn't, then you're going to have to turn the checkout back on and the stock checker thing that's within Woozone, and you get that little box that appears here that will then tell you if it's in stock, you know, in the UK or in the US, and then the visitor can then decide where they want to check out. So yeah, there we go. But let's have a look at this site anyway. So this site is running, can I guess from the top of my head? I don't know. It could be Flatsome, but I'm not sure. No, it's shopper, a theme that I'm not familiar with. To me, I think the homepage needs to be more of a homepage. At the moment, you're just kind of landing straight on a shop, and it's not really clear what's going on with the site, what it's about, that kind of thing. I also think that probably the niche is far too broad. Very, very broad. I mean, leisure, that's a massive, massive niche. It's not even really a niche, it's a whole market. Each one of these could be their own website, if that makes sense. You know, you could have a website on swimming books. Maybe that's too niche. I don't know. You definitely have it on swimming, and then you'd probably focus a bit more on a particular sort of swimming. Smart home, definitely a good niche, but again, I would probably niche that down even further and go for like smart home lighting or something like that. Go really specific. Camping and hiking, you could do a whole thing on tents and sleeping bags. Again, I think trying to include all of these things on one site is too broad, and you're going to struggle to get ranking. You're going to struggle to come up with good, specific niche content. And you know, that's where it's at in terms of trying to get ranked on Google. Very specific, very niche topics. That's what I think of that site. It needs a bit more work, needs a homepage. The niche might be too broad, in which case then I'm sure you could still use the same domain if you wanted, but just focus on a particular area of leisure, and or maybe scrap the domain altogether and do something a lot more specific. More questions. No Jack Away says, have you ever thought about drop shipping? Yes, I have thought about it. In fact, I've thought about it a few times. And if you go to my other channel, which I will put a link in the chat now, but I need to look on this computer. That's the problem with having the webcam. I can't turn away. If you go to, let me just get you a link. By the way, those of you that haven't checked out my other channel, there's a link in the chat now. Although, I throw my hands up, I've not added anything for a few weeks, but I am going to come back to it. I just haven't had much inspiration on that channel. There's a few things I want to talk about, but I'm not sure whether I should talk about it. You know, one thing, I don't want to be political on YouTube. I think, you know, I'm just going to alienate half of my audience if I do anything political. You know, obviously Brexit and stuff like that is a big topic, and I've got lots to say on it, but I just think, yeah, don't talk about it. I want to talk about YouTube and streaming and all that kind of stuff. Again, I'm not sure whether my audience is going to engage with that, because the whole YouTube thing just fascinates me, and I would like to talk about it. So yeah, maybe some of that stuff might be coming on that channel soon. But the stuff that's already on there is around business, and it's around motivating yourself and working for yourself. What I'm coming to is that there is some videos on dropshipping. I did an experiment in dropshipping, and yeah, it didn't quite work out for me. And I've said this before, I prefer affiliate marketing because you don't have to deal with customers. Customers generally, I find, are a bit of a pain. That's my thoughts. But yeah, if you want more details on what dropshipping I did and how it went in detail, check out that channel. You'll find it there in that link in the chat. Multiplayer Game says, oh no, he's talking to Ian. Babeast. Hello, Babeast. Or B-Beast, however you pronounce it. He says, my website keeps showing an error when I try to test the speed in Google PageSpeed invite sites. Any advice? Yeah, it means there's something wrong with your site, generally. If you look at the video that I did a couple of days ago, probably last week actually, the video of moving a site, I moved Gaz's site from HostGator to SiteGround, and when we're on HostGator, and that he was getting an error as well when he was trying to run Google PageSpeed, we moved hosting, and we then able to get a PageSpeed rank. So it could be down to your hosting. And he says, Alex, I've created a massive infographic for an article. That's good. That I wrote. Since this is my first infographic, is there any recommendation on how many words it should have? I know it's not meant to be a lot. I don't know if there's any science to it. My infographic, my last one that I did, which was which one was that? The WordPress checklist. That did have quite a lot of words. I don't think there's any rule. As long as it looks good, I think that's fine. If it needs lots of words, that's fine. But obviously, don't put all of the words from the article in. Otherwise, it's just an article with some pretty bits around it. It probably generally, in my opinion, I think bullet points are fine for infographics. So take your bullet points out of your article, use that in your infographic, and you should be fine. Helen has said I've got a couple of vids on dropshipping. I do, and there's a couple of vids on WP Eagle as well, where I create a dropshipping site with WordPress. Woohoo! So rather than using Shopify. The chat has just jumped now, so I've lost where I'm at. Oh God, where are we gone? Carl says, can you swap a website from .co.uk to .com? Yes, you can. Basically, what I would do is I'd create a new hosting site on your hosting package. You've probably got a package that allows you to create multiple sites. Create a .com, move everything over, and then repoint the domains, and then just redirect the .co.uk to the .com. If the URL structure is the same, which it should be, so you know everything after the slash is the same as it was on the .co.uk, then you won't need to do any more 301 redirects. It should all be fine. Yeah, you definitely don't want two sites running at the same time. That will be duplicate content. Hannah says she heard some great things about SiteGround last couple of weeks. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're my #1 recommended hosting company at the moment, based on some testing and stuff that I did. Be sure to check that video. It's only a few weeks old. Yeah, you won't have. Ian says, and let me just clarify, Ian says I can migrate it, but will the content be classed as duplicate? It won't be classed as duplicate if you take it off the old site, or if you redirect the old to the new site. Google will be able to figure that all out. But if both sites are online at the same time, then it will be. Okay, let's do another site review. I've got some more to get to. I'm just getting distracted with you guys chatting away there. So I may not be able to get to all the questions in the chat. We'll just see. Let me do these site reviews, and then if there's any time left, I've got about another half hour left. I only like to run for an hour, so it's a busy day on Friday. It's late and tiring. Let's have another look at a site. Here we go. It does feel a bit like a reaction video with me down the corner here, doesn't it? Maybe I should pull up KSI's latest diss track and do a reaction. Okay. I guess a few of you will know what I mean when I say that. So here we go. Board game junkies. All board games all the time. This sounds good. I'm not sure. Again, I think the niche could be fine. I think it could be fine. Because you can be quite specific, can't you? You could be really specific. I mean, I think this is going to be way too competitive, that kind of thing. Gloomhaven. That looks like a good game. Mysterium. Pandemic. These look like quite scary board games you've got here. Plague the board game. That's sounds like a fun Christmas game. Nice long article though, good article. I would go and try and get some bigger images, or I would wrap the text around with a line right. I just think that would look better. I mean, I know it's is it a line image? I can't remember the CSS right now. Could be text align. Ugh. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. I would align it right or left just so the text wraps around it. Might look a bit better. I can't do it right now, but hey, my CSS knowledge is not good enough. Let me just do a quick Google search though on that. I just think that would be really, really competitive, yeah. Because you like competing with big sites. but I think you could get quite specific. I think that's too broad. But yeah, I think there are obviously lots of board games related searches. You just have to do quite a bit of research. So yeah, like best board games, 7-year-olds. That's better. That's more niche. And that obviously gives you scope for loads of different articles for 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, best board games for boys, best board games for girls. Yeah, like these kind of things. These kind of terms, they could work really well. And running through the KGR, if you don't know what the KGR, that's the keyword golden ratio. See, that'll give you an idea of competition and the chances you've got of ranking. You could get really specific, you know, best word-based games. You know, those kind of niche searches are what you want to go for when you're creating content. Let's have a look around though. The blog's looking promising. You've got some content. That's cool. What is this theme you're running? Rife. Yeah. That's cool. That's a theme that I recommend, isn't it? So, yeah. Good choice. I think this site has definitely got potential. It just needs more content. I think it needs more specific content. I think this is too broad. But other than that, keep going. I think you'll be fine. Just needs way more content. But interesting niche. I'm not 100% sure if it's a good niche or not. I don't, whether it's going to be too competitive. But I don't know. I think, yeah, get some specific content. You should be fine. So that was sent in by James, that one, by the way. Gazebo Jungle.co.uk. Now this is, we could play Guess the Theme, couldn't we? Guess the Theme. This is Rehab, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's a good niche. Gazebo is quite specific. You know, I like the menu thing. That's part of the Rehab theme. I like these scores and that you can click through and then read the full review. And yeah, I think it's good. Let's have a look at how many posts you got. Okay. That should link to sitemap.xml, and you need a HTML sitemap, not just the XML, because it's not very readable, as you can see. If you want to add a HTML sitemap, check out the channel. There is a video on how you can do it. I do like your content. You've got it nicely structured. You've added one of these things, which seems to be very popular on Amazon, on affiliate content. So it's nice. It's nice. I'm just going to do couple of Google searches. I don't see you anywhere, but I think you've probably got a good chance. I'd imagine that's 210, that you've probably done some KGR research, and that one probably didn't add up, did it? Seems like there's too many sites coming up there. We don't need to do the KGR right now, I guess. I've just got my calculator. That's what I'm looking at. What was the first one? 250, something like that. No, actually the KGR on that's okay. So yeah, I think it's a nice site. I think it could be a good niche. Got loads of gazebos. It's all going to be about, you know, like with all these sites, creating lots of good content, lots of very specific content around specific search terms, and doing your KGR analysis to kind of figure out which terms don't have too much competition. Just popped up a Skype there. Got to be careful when I'm doing screen sharing. Let's have a look at the next site, British Trucking. So this is trucking products for trucking people. And I think it's a nice idea. And if you are a trucker, then I guess, you know, you better figure out, so that, you know, best head torch for truck drivers. That sounds like it's a search term that people might use. It sounds like a search term where there probably isn't much competition. In fact, is that you? You are ranking there, but it's not not your article. It's one of your product categories. That's pretty cool. That's nice. I mean, it's showing volume of 0 a month, but hey, let's not worry about that. I'm sure there are people searching for it. Now, this is obviously an affiliate site. It looks like it's been around since the beginning of the internet, looking at the style of it, but it'd be worth coming to check it and getting some ideas for content, that kind of stuff. So, okay, my overall impression is this Kingdom? No, Storefront. It's a site that looks a little bit messy. That's just my first impression, a little bit messy. You know, you slap this ad here, you know, it's fine. But until you get a load of traffic, you probably don't want to start slapping ads all over your site. I would wait until you got some decent traffic. I would lose like these titles for the page title, whatever that is, at home. We don't need that. And yeah, just needs a little bit of tidying up here and there. I think you've got a good niche, actually. The more I think about it, I think it could be a really good niche. Let's have a look at a few more articles. Well, what was that? You got there, yeah, neon truck signs. Truck driving, best waterproof clothing for a concrete mixer driver. I love the thumbnails. What's happened to your hand though? There's very straight. Cash need for that's something else. Scanning and merchandise, HGV, truck drivers gear. These look like keywords that you've researched because they're reading not particularly well. But hey, fair enough. It's why not? Look at that. I think, you know, I think it's definitely got potential, but I just think the site needs a little bit of a tidy up. Maybe the free, I guess you're running the free version of Storefront. It's not as flexible as it could be. Might be worth maybe thinking about a new theme and getting something a little bit more better looking. But other than that, I think you're in a good niche. I think you keep doing your research, keep creating some good content. I think you could do well. It's a very specific niche, and that is the key in a lot of these cases, that you need to have a good specific niche without too much competition. That was sent in. Oh, that was sent in by David Ellis, and he's actually said, I see there's a comment here, he wants to get rid of these entry, what's he put? Entry titles from my pages. Which are these. I don't, is there an option in Storefront to turn them off? If not, then you can probably do this. That's got rid of them. So this bit of code here I've just generated. Hopefully you're watching the stream tonight. David, are you in the chat room? If you are, say hello. If you're not, if you're watching this on replay, then you need this bit of code which I've just highlighted on the screen. Hopefully you can see it, or am I blocking it? I don't think I am blocking it. It basically says h1.entry-title space, and then one of those brackets with the pointy bits, then display colon non semicolon, and then a bracket. Get that bit of code, put it into, go into customize within your theme, and then go into additional CSS, paste that in, and that will get rid of those entry titles that are getting in your way. And yeah, that's kind of what I said, isn't it? You need to get rid of these because they're not very useful, are they? So like that. Look at that. Looks better already. Okay, we've got 4 more to look at, so let's do them, and then I'll come and join you back in the chat room. I can see that you're all chatting away. Gaz is cracking you all up. I'm not sure what he said. I missed that. So I need to scroll back up. Okay. So this is Archery Accuracy. It was sent in by Steve. And I don't know about hunting. This is kind of a slightly controversial thing, isn't it? I mean, if you're into it, then you're into it. And if you don't like it, then I do apologise. I've just seen this picture here of Steve with this animal that he's obviously shot with a bow and arrow. You know, who am I to say anything on? I say I'm not going to talk about politics or anything like this. It's just too controversial. But hey, as a site, it looks very nice. You're using X theme, and you've got some good content. I think maybe a homepage of some sort might be nice. So rather than just going straight into content, having something. But that's fine. I mean, keep it simple. The content is nice and long. You've got some nice images. So that's ticking a lot of boxes. I'm guessing you've done some research on these kind of terms, which I will quickly do now. Just have a look. No sign of you there. Coming up with 0 a month. So I'm not sure if you have done your keyword research, or probably, you know, there's nothing coming up as all in title. I am on google.co.uk, and to be fair, as far as I know, and this is just a guess. Ooh. Can I switch to google.com? It's not letting me. As far as I know, the hunting is not such a big thing in the UK as it is in the States. You guys have, you probably aren't even allowed a bow and arrow to walk around with a bow and arrow over here like that. Certainly not a gun or a rifle, which I know all you guys in America happily walking around with guns and bows and arrows, shooting things. It's all good. Over here, not so much. So I can't really do some research without switching to google.com, and that's going to be a pain. But I think the niche is good because it's archery. It may be too broad. I don't know. I'm imagining that in the States there could be quite a few archery sites. But if you're talking about, you know, specifically hunting with archery rather than shooting targets, then and maybe you could be okay. I noticed that these articles haven't got a featured image. These ones do. It looks much better with a featured image, so I'll make sure that you get a featured image. By the way, iStock are great for featured images. I think I spoke about this last week, or banging on about it all the time. iStock are really good. I've been using them just today, in fact, when I was creating some content. Really good for images, and they don't all look too stocky, because that's the worst thing with stock images. Sometimes it looks a bit stocky, doesn't it? Nice site. Good use of the X theme. Icon stack, I believe. Or maybe Ethos. Can't remember. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, I've got a typo. Is this bull shoe guide? Now this is too broad, I think, a niche, and this is, and I've talked about this before, do not copy niches, and especially do not copy my niches that I use in my videos, because first thing is I don't research my niches properly. Look at Zombie Merc and a few of the others, possibly even Bow Wow Tech. They're not often specific enough, even though I'm telling you guys that you need to get specific niches. When I come up with a tutorial idea, generally I'll just look through some of the domains that I've already got in GoDaddy and go, yeah, that'll do, I'll use that one. And those of you that remember my price comparison video, I did a site all around trainers, which is what you guys call sneakers in America. And this site has basically just copied it, using the same theme, probably followed my tutorial, and borrowed my niche. Added loads of trainers. The site is nice, but I think, well, I haven't had any commission through the Trainer Saver website. You know, I haven't done any work on it either. It's barely even finished. In fact, it's not finished. But I think it's a little bit competitive. And I'm not sure, you know, in hindsight, the price comparison affiliate sites are the best way to go. The reason I say that is a lot of time when people want to compare prices, they'll just go to Google Shopping and places like that and do it there. So yeah, I won't be doing any more price comparison sites. And also, you know, Amazon and that, they're funny about them. They don't like price comparison. It's all a bit of a headache. Other than that, they're good sites. Sorry, I don't like it when I'm too critical. The only way that you could possibly get this site working is, again, with the content. And then if you're just focusing on content, then do you need all the rest? Do you need to keep adding all these products? Because adding all this stuff, it takes time. It does take a lot of time. Whereas creating some good blog content, that takes time as well, but it's not quite as time consuming as that. And it's also more valuable. So, you know, the best Nike trainers for running in sand, you know, that kind of stuff, that's probably not a good term just off the top of my head. But, you know, specific search terms where people are looking for specific types of shoes to do specific sorts of things, you can add value by creating some good content and some good articles to help people find the right shoes for them. So I think the domain and everything is good, although I don't quite know what a ball shoe is. I don't know. Is that an American thing? By the way, Frank, who sent this site in, has also asked a question. He said, should I go to buy content for my site to get Amazon affiliate as well? I tried to apply Google AdSense, but too many duplicates content because I separate the post by color. Should I give up Google AdSense and move forward to create as many affiliate site as you? Okay, Google AdSense, I would not worry about Google AdSense until you're getting like 1,000 people a day on your site. And even then, you're not going to make a lot of money. So I make most of my AdSense revenue through YouTube, and you know, I'm doing numbers like that. I'm doing numbers that are better than that, in fact, a day, and the earnings are still not great. So don't worry about AdSense. It makes your site look messy and spammy and addy. Don't worry about AdSense until you've got a load of traffic and you really think you need it. So yeah, I would say create an affiliate site. I would probably repurpose this site. I would maybe lose the price comparison. Just focus on content. If you want to go and buy content, that's fine. But make sure you do your research. Check out the keyword golden ratio playlist and come up with a good list of good content that you can get people to write for you and help some people find some good shoes. Couple more left. Foxy Mail Grooming. This is similar to Art's site. I don't know if Art's still here. He had a site that I did share a long time ago, which is all around beards and grooming. I think it's an interesting niche. I think it's becoming quite saturated though, because everyone wants a beard. Maybe not everyone now, but there was a big hipster movement. Do you remember? I think it's still got potential, and the barber site we were looking at earlier, again, you know, definitely potential. Men are definitely taking more care in their hair and beards and stuff. Needs more articles. Only got 2 articles from what I can see. Get rid of that, whatever default article that is. Virtue theme, I'm not familiar with that. And I think you probably need to research. Oh, in fact, you've got no blog posts. These aren't even blog posts, are they? They're part of the homepage. Pardon me. So yeah, you need some blog content. You need to do some research, and it's going to be specific beard related searches that you can create some articles around. So not what's the best shaving cream. It needs to be more specific like that. What is the best shaving cream for a ginger beard? Don't know if that's a thing, if that's ginger beards need special cream or whatever, but you know, that kind of real specific, maybe certain types of beards, how to get the perfect goatee. I don't know. You need to do some research, very specific articles, not just what's the best clippers, what's the best shaving foam. Needs to be more specific than that, and I think the site could do well. It looks pretty good. I'm never sure about a centered logo and stuff underneath, because the problem is it's pushing everything down a lot, and people often talk about the fold and, you know, trying to prevent people scrolling too much. So I don't know, maybe having a left alignment, whatever. That's entirely up to you. I think it's good. I think it needs more content though. Well done though. Good site. So this is the last one. This is from No Jack Away, who posted this in the comments. Looking Flash. This is the Hestia theme, which I'm not familiar with. This homepage is very nice looking. I want to scroll it, but I can't. There's nothing else in it. I just don't. There's not enough content here, I don't think, for Google or anyone to get their teeth into. Shop women's jewelry. Then we're through to the shop. Just a load of products. That's fine. It's fine to have a shop using Woozone. You know, it works. The pages do rank, as we just saw on the British trucking site. He had a Woozone category, product category ranking fine, but there's no blog. There's no blog, and I'm sure that there is some good topics to write about. I mean, jewelry is quite broad, isn't it, as a niche? But you find some good topics. So people looking for very specific sorts of jewelry. Maybe they want something that looks like an opal, but they don't want to buy an opal. They want, you know, that kind of thing. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but you know, you do some research. It would need a blog. You're not going to rank with just 2 categories of jewelry. But nice looking site anyway. Good work. I think it's got potential. I mean, but the other thing is the domain name and the site don't quite match up. AffordableJewelry.com would be better. Just a bit geeky. I thought it was going to be all about tech and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I think that's the end of the site reviews, because we're getting to the end of the stream and I want to have a look at some of your questions. So let me turn around and have a look at the stream. It's behind me. Let me turn this and this off and do this. Oh, did I forget your one, Scott? Which one was yours? Hang on. Let me just see if I can find it. I'm conscious you are looking at the back of my head, which is not the best. Oh, look, there you got your front and the back. That's not good. Here we go. Scott. I don't want to miss anyone out. Of course, we could always do the same thing next week. It saves me coming up with ideas. Oh yeah, Stephanie's noticed that the jewellery was spelt wrong there. Did you send it to me by email, Scott, or was it on Facebook? I don't know where you've put Scott. If you're still there, just post your site in the chat, and I'll see if I can find it. Okay. Righty. I'm just scrolling back up. Okay, my email address is up there. Helen's asking. Guys, so what's this question up here? AB, is it possible to keep the website PHP running and make the changes on WordPress? Not quite sure what you mean by that. Shay says, Alex, make a video on content organization and visually polishing. Okay. Let me make a note of that. Oh, that's too bright. Let's just turn the lights down. It's too late. Okay, clearly, you all having a great laugh. I think I missed most of the jokes, which is a shame. Multiplayer game says, what a targeted niche specifically for truck drivers. Not sure if there's enough competition. I don't think there's any competition, or very little competition. Do you mean, don't know if there's enough searches? Possibly. That's the other thing. You go really niche and you run the risk that there won't be enough people looking for your stuff. But I think there'll be enough truckers that would be. AB, I don't understand your question. You could copy a PHP website over to WordPress, but you probably have to do most of it by hand. A review site says, Alex, you know someone couldn't turn off the cart on the affiliate website to buy on Amazon. Well, it should be just a simple toggle in WooZone. David Ellis says, I tried that, but it removes article titles and product titles too. Okay. Okay, let's go back to your truck, British Trucking. Let me just quickly show you how we could possibly get around that. It's very quickly indeed. Hopefully quickly. Here we go. So you might need to just be very specific on the sort of thing. So you don't want it to hide it on blog posts and products. So same bit of code again. H1 entry title display none. Then to make it even more specific, before the H1 I'm going to add dot page. Is that going to work? That does work. So I'm pretty sure now, look, if we go to like tracking articles, although obviously the change will not be applied because I haven't done it. Okay, so yeah, if you just put this in, it hides it. If you put dot page at the beginning, hey, it comes back. You should be able to see the product and the post ones as well. There we go. Transition. Review site has asked a question twice. Yeah, was that regarding the car? I don't know. Maybe email me and I'll take a look. So Stephanie says last week she was blown away by how keywords specific to our niche came to light. So she's being too broad, just talking about dog stuff. You remember Stephanie's site was around a particular type of dog, and she's now gone more specific and she says it's working already in terms of traffic and stuff, I guess. Ian says it's only a personal opinion, but he's very anti-hunting. I mean, everyone to their own. We've all got opinions on lots of things, and I'm not going to share my opinions on that now, nor on Brexit either, because I don't want to upset anyone out there. If you're into hunting, that's fine. If you, yeah, no, that's enough. End of the day, if we meet, then, well, no, that's a different topic. Let's not get down there. Carl says, he shared his site. Was it with me? Maybe. Or could be with one of the other guys, Doug, whatever, Income School, and someone did copy it. But don't worry, because he didn't worry, sorry, because his site was established. Yeah, I see you guys talking about hunting. Let's not go there. Edgar's popped in. He's just finished a haircut. Good to see you, Edgar. Yeah, I did talk about your site. Just wanted to share some earnings and stuff. I'm going to do a video on it soon. Keep me up to date. I think I'm going to wait till after Christmas. I'll be interested to see how you're doing, because it seems like you got some growth and just want to give it a bit more time. Keep publishing some articles. Review site, email me your question regarding the problem you got with your buttons and I'll take a look. Ian says he had a problem with the redirecting to Amazon and it was a plugin conflict. If weird stuff's happening on your site, it generally 9 times out of 10 is another plugin that's messing stuff up. So just go in and turn off all your plugins, and see if that fixes it. Obviously leave WooZone and that running, and then start turning them on one by one and test every time and see if you can work out what's causing the problems. Carl says he's got a price comparison site with 30 blogs, and the blogs are the only part of the site that earns money. He will never do a price comparison site again. Yeah, that's what I thought. I kind of did that tutorial because of Rehub, and I saw that you could make these price comparisons, and I thought it sounded like an interesting thing. But we all know that really the best way to make progress with affiliate marketing is by creating good content. WooZone is good in some ways because you do get some long tail traffic to your product pages, and you can kind of link to products and stuff, and it makes a nicer site, I think. But content is king. No, Ian, I'm just seeing that Ian has recommended what I just said in terms of identifying a problem. Plugin is just turn them all off and turn them on one by one. That is the best way of doing it. Or you can do what the Furman says, where you can remove your plugin directory or rename it. Gives you something completely fresh, and then copy them across one at a time. Because he said deactivating did not help, but generally deactivating a plugin will stop any problems that that's causing. So, Scott, I don't think, did you post your site? I do apologise that I missed it and it didn't make my list somehow. It wasn't intentional. It's just me being crap as usual. Do email me and I will I'll add it to the list, and we can do this again very soon. ProCompetitiveswimming.com. The Beast. We could do that. We'll finish off with that one. I'll come to it in a second. Hey, Alex, do you see the review site question? Which one was that? Oh yeah, is that the plugins one? I think I got to that. See, I'm running like a good 10 minutes behind you on the chat, which is a bit of a pain for me and probably for you, because I'm way behind you. But Beast, I'm going to do your site. I'm going to do it right now. If I can find it, was it Pro something? Pro Competitive Swimming. Pro Competitive Swimming.com. I can't quite spell it though, that's the problem. Come on, let's copy and paste between the two. Here we go. So this is the last one. I'm sorry if I missed any of your questions in the chat. It's just there's been too much chat tonight and it's all gone flying past me. Do apologise. So last site of the night. It's taken a long time to load. That is what I will say. So that's never a good sign. If your site's running really slow, you're not going to rank well on Google. And no one's going to stay around. I mean, it's taken 10 seconds. It's still spinning away. The Beast. Terribly British says, hi Alex, have you got a view on having a static homepage with info about the site or a homepage full with just blog posts? I would have a mixture. I'd have a homepage with a little bit of blurb about the site, and then I'd pull in some of the recent posts. A bit like on wpeagle.com, which you should go and check out. Crimvert says, is gaming niche or technology niche good enough? It's not specific enough. This site is not loading. Pro-competitive-swimming.com. Is that the right domain name, Babeast? There's something wrong with it. I'm going to add you to the list, though, for next week. Well, maybe not next week. Or maybe next week. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of the same. Babeast says, how can I increase my speed? You check out the site. Sorry, the channel. There's some videos on increasing site speed, but this looks like it's probably a hosting issue. Who is your host? I'm going to abandon this now because it's not happening. So let me come back to you guys. So I'm going to wrap this up. If you enjoyed tonight's stream, why not click the like button? I enjoyed it. A bit hectic though, wasn't it? I mean, there's a lot of chatting, a lot of sites to get through. I may give this a rest next week and we'll do something different next week. And then come back to it again. I haven't decided when I'm going to break up for Christmas. You know, Christmas is coming and all that, so over Christmas there probably won't be any live streams, to be fair. Okay, so AB's question about the PHP site is really working. Just create a WordPress site on some other hosting, on a staging area, whatever. Add all the content with WordPress. And so you're probably going to need to copy and paste your pages from PHP. Just copy the text, format them all as you like. Then when you're ready, just switch the domain over. Okay, Beast. The reason why your site is sucking is because you're on GoDaddy hosting. That is a problem. If you're on a cheap GoDaddy plan, it's not going to work. It just, their hosting sucks. And I love GoDaddy for domains. I use them for all my domain registrations, but no, not for hosting. So keep your domains with them, but go and sign up with SiteGround. I'd love it if you could use my affiliate link to do that. wpeagle.com/SiteGround. I will put that in the chat right now. If you could click it before you sign up, I'd really appreciate that. Or you could always go check out HostGator. They're fine as well. Not quite as fast as SiteGround. If you want to go and use HostGator, I've got a discount voucher. Put the code in EAGLE30 and you get a discount on HostGator. But if you want the fastest hosting that I've found, then go for SiteGround. Link is in the chat. wpeagle.com/SiteGround. Really appreciate it. And if you want help moving your site, then there is a video that I did just a week or so ago on how to move your site to a new host. And he said, did I answer your question? I don't know if I did. Was that regarding the products on Woozone? No, I don't think I've got an answer. That's why. And it kind of flew past. Next week I'll do more just questions. Grimvert says, is it good if I use free hosting domain SSL? No. No. Pay for some hosting. It's not that expensive. The free stuff is never going to be that good. But on that note, I am going to love you and leave you. Remember, merch is still available on wpeagle.com. I'm going to be redoing the entire merch shop when I get a moment. Going to be laying it out slightly differently, adding some new products for the winter season. So I'm thinking hoodies and beanie hats. Well, I don't know, whatever. There's going to be some cool WP Eagle stuff. Maybe even just some stickers and some mouse mats, some smaller stuff. You can show me some love with that. But yeah, I don't think free hosting or free domain names is a good idea. On another broad, I see Ian's talking about that now. Carl's got even better news. Well, email me, Carl. I'd love to hear what that news is. Better news than winning the income school competition? I can't believe that. Helen says I may need to consider a third issue. Maybe we can do more site reviews. Maybe next week, or maybe I'll just say give it a week off, and then maybe the last week before Christmas we could do some. But Carl, yeah, do share me that good news. It sounds intriguing. Gaz says he's up for a hoodie. Okay. But t-shirts are available now. I am going to go, I promise, because it's been nice, but it's getting really late and it's time for me to go. And I've got a video coming up tomorrow, if all goes well, which will be on Gutenberg, and specifically using Gutenberg with the Kingdom theme, adding a bit of content onto Bow Wow Tech, obviously. So yeah, be sure to check that out when it goes up. And I'm working on the next big one, which is going to be around the Rehab theme, but not price comparison, just a simple content focused affiliate site in quite an interesting niche. Well, it's not an interesting niche, but it is a niche. So yeah, that'll be coming soon as well. So yeah, Carl's got some good news. I'm going to look out for that email right now, and yeah, I look forward to that. But other than that, I'm off. I wish you good night. Sleep tight. And I'm going to press the button in a minute, which will probably cut me off because of the delay. So actually, I think I'm going to sit here for a minute without saying anything so I can cut off in a smooth fashion. But it never quite works like that. But yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks to the mods and all that. But now, let's hope that it doesn't cut me off.